Well, disappointment for James Smith and Tyson Uno. Just see the plank falling here as well. Second to last was the second fence that went. It's eight falls there for James and Tyson Uno. Two clears though. Robert Smith and Bavi for Great Britain. Peter Fredriksson, H&M all in for Sweden. As to another of the leading British riders here at the Equestrian.com Liverpool International Horse Show. This is William Whitaker. Michael Whitaker's Ballybu. After a great season last year, William will look for much more of the same. Another rider that had a very good London International Horse Show at Olympia with a win on the Friday night. William looking very relaxed before the class, but that post box caused some trouble today, Corin, that fence.
Yeah, it certainly has caused trouble, and I'm not sure it's the jump. I think it is the surroundings. It's been in the same place in the arena for most of the day, and I'm absolutely convinced it's where it is, not the jump itself. I'm certainly not going to criticise one of our Olympic fences.
No.
William has fantastic balance on top of the horse. Core stability is really tight and secure. Lower leg underneath him very rarely moves. You'd have to say Ballybu not really helping him out very much here.
No, in the end, comes to the last on 16. And it is 16 as a total there for William Whitaker and Ballybu. Not what he'll have been hoping for here this evening, but I'm sure of. In fact, a little shake of the head. I think there is some disappointment there.
Oh, I'm sure William doesn't like jumping bad rounds. He used to torture himself as a junior and young rider if he had a bad round.
First of all, let's welcome Julie Andrews.
Good result earlier, finished third in the accumulator, but not to be tonight for William. As we see the next about to start is Julie Andrews. Jane Bean's JB's Hot Stuff. Another ride that's relatively new to Julie. Had this ride now for around about a month. So certainly stepping up coming into this Echo Arena here for the Liverpool International Horse Show. But Julie, an exceptionally talented jockey. Had a great season last year, both internationally and on the national circuit, with some very good wins.
This is a big occasion to bring a horse into that you don't know very well. But if anyone can do that, it's Julie. And she went and showed the horse the Abbey Road fence and that post box before she started. She wasn't taking any chances there. Really good down that line. Julie just keeping the pace up. She's gone round here just to give the horse a bit more time to jump this vertical. And she's gone 6 down to that Abbey Road fence. Really positive, trusted the horse. And then off this corner said, come here. A little bit of leg in the middle of that combination. Whoa, Julie.
Well, comes to the last. On the clear. And that's a combination that are gelling quickly, Corin.
That was a fabulous clear round. She will be delighted with that.
Well, what a jockey. And look at the smile. Very happy lady, and so she should be. Had the ride for a month and into this big full start Longines ranking competition and books herself a place in the jump-off. We've got 3 clears.
That'll put a smile on David's face.
Certainly will, husband David. Oh, of course, of Andrews Burn, the surface provider here that give us this wonderful footing. Well, 3 clears. 2 for Great Britain, 1 for Sweden. Now the ride for Robert BEVIS. Robert, in fact, was on the team in Guion with Julie at the end of August last year. Robert today with his own Courtney Z.
What a partnership Robert has with this horse. Look at that. 2, 3, 4. That's how you jump it.
This would be the opposite, polar opposite to what we've just seen, though, Corinne. New combination just a minute ago, and this combination, like you say, they've known each other now for so long.
Yes, I think he was dark grey when Robert first rode him. I think they just think the same, these two. Again, very, very good there. But again, Robert is a world-class rider. That's good. Come on, Robert. 2 to go. Over the plank. Whoa.
Jumps the last. And there we go. Combination do know each other very, very well, and it proves there as Robert Bevis goes clear on Courtney Z to give us 4 clears. Very relaxed, very happy.
But they're so consistent. He jumps hundreds of clear rounds on this horse, hundreds of clear rounds on him. They just know each other so well. It's just fantastic to see a partnership develop like that.
Well, already looking to be an exciting jump-off corridor with the 4 we have, and still plenty that could join them here in the Krabby's Alcoholic Ginger Beer ranking class, as it is now for the Netherlands. Johnny Powell's. This then is Storado Black Horse's Fernando. Part of the Nations Cup team in France at Guion as well was, in fact, for the Netherlands, Johnny. Some very good wins at Roosendaal.
Johnny giving Fernando a little run round to this vertical, none of those tight turn backs. I think that extended time of the 73 seconds from the 71 has just allowed them to do that. Johnny's horse really stretched over that fence then. Good through the combination. Oh, he must have been a long way off that by his body language. A bit heels and hands, that one.
Certainly was, but we're still looking towards a clear. And we have one. It's the Netherlands now in that jump off against the clock. Johnny Powell joins the action in round 2 as Fernando gives us the 5th clear. 5 clears now here.
This is going to be some jump off.
Certainly is.
This is a world rankings class. How much prize money is it?
24,500 euros.
Very nice too on a Friday night.
But of course the money is important, but those ranking points to these riders are vital.
Absolutely vital. Without them they can't get into the bigger shows. They don't get into the bigger shows, they don't get rankings classes. It's that simple. Points makes prizes.
Certainly does. Well, Shane Breen next to go with Bina Ford's and the BREEN Equestrian and Shane's Acoustic Solo du Balubé. For Ireland, of course. Horse that was produced by Anna Edwards, owner Bina Ford, in fact, here at the show to watch her horse jump as well. Saw her before the class started. And she was looking forward to this, but 1 fence down.
And again, a real natural horseman. He can ride everything from a 4-year-old up to Nations Cups. Very, very successful rider for Team Ireland.
Well, that early fence is costly.
That was a shame. That was a very good round apart from that, but that's the problem with show jumping. A fence down is a fence down.
Certainly is. It's 4 then for Shane Breen there with acoustic solo de Balubé. But we've still got 5 clear rounds at the moment. 3 for Great Britain, 1 for Sweden, and of course 1 for the Netherlands in the form of Johnny Powles that we saw just a moment or 2 ago. Well, we stay with Ireland. And the man that's next to join us is Dennis Lynch. Fierce competitor, Dennis, with blue-silver here tonight.
And once again, another Irish rider that can ride anything that's thrown in front of him. Dennis actually rode the 4-year-olds in the final at the Dublin Horse Show this year. And it was very interesting watching their own riders ride them. And then Dennis got on. Dennis rode all of the 4-year-olds in that arena at about half the pace again that their own riders had ridden them. A little bit more forward, which really showed that he wanted to see the horse had the quickness of brain and the lightness in the air to be able to jump the fences at a slightly stronger pace, which of course that's exactly what you need out of a horse at international level.
Certainly is. One of the world's very best riders, ranked inside the top 30 in the world.
Didn't stop his horse having fence 2 down though.
No. Well, that Liverpool International Horse Show fence goes as well. Well, clears the last, but it's 8 faults in the end for Dennis Lynch and blue-silver for Ireland. So disappointment here this evening for Dennis. And still the clears remain the same. But it is Ireland that we'll see again in just a moment. There's that fence going down. Very first fence. And disappointing for Dennis. Well, Dermot Lennon now. Former world champion, of course. Winner this year, last year, as I should say now, on New Year's Day. It's, of course, of the Royal Windsor Grand Prix. And Dermot here with Judith Sussex, Lockview Lulu. Dermot Lennon for Ireland.
And Dermot, a huge supporter of what Nina's trying to do. He was over for Bolesworth back in the summer. Now he's come here to Liverpool.
In fact, had a very good win at Bolesworth as well.
Giving us that distance down there. Working hard at that post box fence, but because he had to work so hard in front to get the horse to listen, she just tightened her back and had that down behind. Not quite what Dermot had in mind. Very good. Oh, good turn back to the combination, but she just didn't move the middle of her body again. She's a little bit opinionated tonight, you know.
I was going to say, he's having to have a few words as he goes around.
Yeah, he doesn't want to have an argument with her, though, because she is a woman after all.
Well, in the end, it's 8 faults for Dermot Lennon there with Lockview Lulu.
Yep, there you go, she says. I'm not particularly happy.
I'm sure there are, yep. Just looking down the list.
Looked like it caught him with his body in the middle of the combination.
Yeah, I think so. She was just a bit quick to get to the ground on the other side once or twice there.
Big wide parallel in the middle. Well, the next to go for Great Britain once again now, Chloe Aston. Joanne Aston's Collovery Classic. In fact, based now in Belgium. Very consistent. at the international shows she's been to in Europe over the last year. But good to see her now back on home soil competing here in Liverpool.
He's a fabulous horse, this horse. He's jumped Nations Cups, he's jumped juniors, he's jumped young riders, he's won rankings classes. There's not much he hasn't done, really. They know each other very, very well as well. He's such a little trier. Goodness me, Chloe, you'll stop giving me a heart attack.
It was a little front foot that went down and came back up again.
Chloe really having to ride in through the middle of that combination, which then caused the problem coming out.
Certainly did.
When you make them stretch that much in the middle of the combination, it's very difficult for the horse to get the shoulder back up and jump the third part of that fence. That was a shame. That was a super round apart from that.
It was just that one fence that goes down in the end for Chloe Aston. She'll be disappointed. Awfully disappointed, I think, there. We're finishing on the 4 Calvary Classic.
Certainly did. But,
she jumped the related distant line so well. That's what she'll be disappointed about.
Well, for Italy, the next in, PIERGIORGIO BUCCI. Here with Castello Z.
Let's wish him well. Great to have him with us. It is PIERGIORGIO BUCCI, Castello Z, Italy.
2 of our riders competing here this week from Italy. So Emmanuele Guardiano following up his success at Olympia, winning the opening ranking class here today. Now compatriot PIERGIORGIO BUCCI.
And this horse looks to have a smile on his face in here. He looks like he's coming to entertain everybody. Made light of the Abbey Road fence there with the water tray.
And there must be some advantage, Corin, if you're going a little bit later in the class, when you've had a distance to a fence maybe like that, which is causing problems, because you do begin to hear about that in the collecting ring.
That can work both ways, though, Gareth. That can be to your advantage. There's another clear round, and a good one at that.
It certainly was. Italy in great form here today. PIERGIORGIO BUCCI giving us clear round number 6 as Italy join Great Britain, Sweden and the Netherlands in the jump-off here at the Krabby's Alcoholic Ginger Beer World Ranking Competition.
Well done indeed, PIERGIORGIO, 6 clears.
Yeah, so it can work both ways when it gets back out to the collecting ring. That fence is causing a problem because it could just be that half a dozen of the horses have just taken a dislike to that fence and it's not the fence at all. So as a rider, you've got to be strong enough to walk that course, know your horse inside out and back to front, and stick to the plan. Stick to your own plan. So many times I see people, they start looking at everybody else. Oh, he's got an extra stride there. Maybe I should do that. No, he's got one less. Shall I do that? No, you've got to know your own horse. And remember, don't do anything in that arena that you haven't trained for.
Wise words. Well, Paul Kennedy now, again for Ireland. Jane Kennedy's Cartown Danger Mouse.
Oh, I love the name.
Fantastic name. Cartown Danger Mouse. We can say that one as well, Corin.
Yeah, we can actually pronounce that one.
Well, the double goes.
I'm sure our audience have worked out when we can't say something because we waffle over the top of it.
The Abbey Road falls. Well, comes to the final fence on 12, and it is 12 in the end for Paul Kennedy. Cartown Danger Mouse. Well, the 6 clears, it's 12 faults there for Ireland.
be back tomorrow.
Yes, he will.
Well, don't forget as well, you can keep up to date with all that's going on at the show, not only via the live stream, but don't forget our Twitter feed, and of course the Facebook page, and plenty to look at and see as well on the website. Don't forget to use the hashtag LIHS when talking on Twitter.
Interesting horse, this. Bred by...
Well, to Ireland again, Anthony Condon.
1976 Olympic Games.
Anthony with his and Cat Taylor's Balzac.
He's got all the score.
This a combination, Corin, that know each other quite well.
They know each other very well. Anthony's been riding this horse a long time now. He's a lovely big horse. Super scope. Oh, jumped that a bit flat though. Horse just getting a little bit sharp here. Anthony working with him though. It's very important that now he's had that fence down, he just settles this horse, let it jumps around quietly, thinking about the next class he's going to jump with the horse.
Well, jumps the last, finishes on 8 faults there. 8 for Anthony Condon and Balzac.
Not tonight. Total of 8.
Well, still 6 clears. As it stands, Robert Smith, Peter Fredriksson, Julie Andrews, Robert Bevis, Johnny Pals for the Netherlands, then PIERGIORGIO BUCCI for Italy. Those the clears. What chance of one from Sweden as well. Angelie von Essen, the next in. Angelie, who rides Martin Dawes as Katinka.
Definitely aiming to represent her country. It is for Sweden.
A member of the Nations Cup team at the Furcia final in Barcelona last year, and also 2 of the other teams as well.
Angelie just having that one fence down so far, but keeping this horse nice and settled. Little spooky there. And really determined riding all the way down to that oxer.
Just that post-box fence again so far that's fallen.
Yes, I think if I was the arena party, I wouldn't want to be in that corner where that post box is.
No, I'd have selected a different corner.
It was like the Joker in the last class in the accumulator.
Jumps that final parallel to finish on the full. Disappointment there for Angelie von Essen. I don't doubt as that one fence has gone down.
4 left to go. 3 clears for Great Britain, 1 for Sweden.
So still 6 clears.
1 for Italy.
And 4 more to jump here in the Crabbie's Alcoholic Ginger Beer World Ranking Competition. €24,500 on offer here this evening on the opening day of this, the Equestrian.com Liverpool International Horse Show. For Ireland, Cameron Hanley. And the Hanley show jumpers, Kaz 2.
Cameron based in Europe for an awful long time. Lots of experience of this type of international show. And the quality of rider in this field tonight is quite outstanding, Gareth.
Oh, without question. The Equestrian.com Liverpool International Horse Show has brought together a world-class field. And I don't doubt there'll be many riders that'll be watching these pictures thinking, next year, we want to be there too.
I don't doubt that at all. I think Nina will have a tough job on her hands next year. I think by the time everyone's seen this, she's going to have a list as long as her arm. Good bit of positive riding there down to that Abbey Road fence. Cameron just getting his leg on the horse and saying, come on, you're going to have to stretch here for me. Horse not quite straight at that first part of the combination, and at this level with this technicality, one mistake will lead to another.
Well, the last goes as well. Front rail falls. It's 12-12 in the end for Cameron Hanley and Kaz 2 for Ireland. So 3 left to go, and still the 6 clear rounds. Well, we've got 2 left for Great Britain and 1 left for Italy. Of course, 1 clear already for Italy. That was PIERGIORGIO BUCCI. Now the ride for the man of the hour, Emmanuele Gaudiano, winner of the opening ranking competition here at the Liverpool International Horse Show. Straight from Olympia, of course, where he won the World Cup on that amazing Sunday afternoon. And here now with Giovanni Gaudiano's Guess 6.
And the horse just getting a little bit flat there, having that rail down in front. Didn't jump into the distance very well, and it just looked like the canter was a bit stuck to the floor, really. Good through the combination, just running a little sideways there. Manuel did a really good job to that oxer.
And to work a little bit harder there.
Yeah, he did.
Comes to the last with just that 1 fence down so far. 4 faults it is. 4 then for Emmanuele Gaudiano and Guess 6. Now, there's one thing now for sure. There'll be a different winner to the second ranking class here at the Liverpool International Horse Show to the first one.
There certainly will.
The man who was second.
Just working quite hard through there with this horse.
He's 60 years young. He's in the top 20 in the world.
Well, talking of winners already here today, here's another. And great to see him in such great form, starting off 2016 with a win on New Year's Day. John Whittaker, winner of the accumulator a little earlier today. Now with the Team Harmonies on Elia.
And this is a really, really nice horse that John is just spending a bit of time producing. But she's not been in many arenas like this. You just see John there having to put a bit of leg on her, which then, if you're not careful, gets them flat at the post box. And John there just keeping her focused on what she's doing, but when they're a little bit green, they're very rider reliant, and who better to rely on than John?
Well, absolutely. Is there anyone better? One of the masters of our sport.
I mean, his reactions are unbelievable.
"60 years young and still at the very top of his game, although tonight...
She ran him past that distance there. He came through the combination there, had to have a fair bit of leg on, and she landed out of it just running down there. But a super round apart from that. Keep an eye on that horse. That's just getting better and better underneath, John. It really is.
Well, great experience here this evening in the Echo Arena. It is just that one fence as you're seeing going down, but we'll keep our ear out for that horse in the future. Bad luck tonight for John Whittaker, leaving us just one more to go in the first round of jumping. At the moment, of course, we've got those 6 clears, and what a jump-off we've got in store. Whatever you're doing, make sure you stay with us here this evening, watching the action here from Liverpool. For the last in, Great Britain's leading lady rider, Laura Renwick, the last to go. Colin Bates is Helidor Hybris. Phenomenal competitor, and if she finds her way into the jump-off, Corin, she'll be last to go, and that would be a very quick rider at the end. Yeah,
they've got no chance really with Laura last to go in the jump-off, have they? She leaves them up, they're not going to beat her on time.
Not at all. But she's got to get herself into the jump-off first and foremost.
Laura just keeping this horse focused. Oh, we've made a little bit too much distance down there. Horse is a little bit strong in here for Laura tonight. She's just having a bit of a fight with him. You can see on her face. Come here. Yeah, Laura's just maybe running out of a little bit of breaks here. She's trying with the horse just to get him to listen, and he's just taken her past where she wants to be in front of the fence.
Total of 12 there, Laura Renwick and Helidor Hybris. So the 6 bits. That completes round number 1 of the
Well, in the end, it's 12 there for Laura, the last to go, as she finishes off the first round of jumping here on Helidor Hybris. Bad luck to Laura Renwick, but it means the 6 to come back against the clock. You can see they're getting the track set already, but we've got Great Britain, we've got Sweden, we've got the Netherlands, and we've got Italy. Robert Smith, Bavi, Peder Fredriksson, H&M All In, Julie Andrews, JB's Hot Stuff, Robert Bevis, Courtney Z, Johnny Powles, Bernardo, and the last to go for Italy, PIERGIORGIO BUCCI and Casella Z.
Well, I think with Robert Smith from the outset, Robert's going to be in there trying to win a class.